Hello, hello, hello. All right. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. Welcome. How many welcomes should I even say? Welcome, right? If this was a an event or a church setting, we would say, look at your neighbor, turn to your neighbor, and tell them, neighbor, welcome to the morning moves. Okay. But since this is virtual, we'll just say welcome to you. I want to welcome you personally to the morning moves. And of course, I know that it is afternoon in the United States. And of course, here in Nigeria, it is evening. So, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are watching me or watching us from. My name is King Iyafemi here. Welcome to the Morning Moves, where we break down tax difficulties, tax questions, right? Because this is tax edition, right? But of course, you know that FinServ Pro helps you to create generational wealth. We are your gateway to financial success. This is FinServ Pro, and of course, what we do is tax, loans, insurance, business growth, consultation, mortgage, and so on and so forth. And we started this Morning Moves, the tax edition series, because we know that there are a lot of individuals out there during this tax season. There are a lot of businesses out there, and you don't really know certain things to do in filing your taxes. And we say, don't leave money on the table. So, welcome. You're about to experience something that will change the trajectory of your life, that would help you build generational wealth, that will help you understand money and the concept around filing your taxes, whether you want to do it by yourself or you want to, pay a consultant. And we usually would say it just makes sense for you to work with professionals like FinServ Pro so that we can help you, of course, do it right. And of course, take the stress away from you. So again, welcome to Money Moves Tax Edition. My name is King E. Afemi here. And of course, I am here with the man who I usually say needs no introduction, a man who knows his onions. And if you know what that means, usually we say man of timber and caliber, mahogany, and all the gunnies that are around it. But I want to welcome my boss, the CEO of FinServ Pro. This is a man who is very particular about growth, both as an individual, both as a business. Is a man who knows exactly how to help you create generational wealth and help you align and do. I mean, he's very particular about being honest and doing what is right, you know. So, welcome, my boss. I celebrate you, sir. I can't hear you. Please just check your microphone if everything is good over there. Right. I can't hear you. But I'm sure that you can hear me. So let's get that checked. I still can't hear you. I still can't hear you. Hello everyone. Please online just help me confirm so that it's not, maybe it's me, or maybe it's me, so that we can do all the tech check before we kick off. Let me know if you can hear Mr. Ayomide. All right, Mr. Ayo, I think you're trying to connect to another
Yes. So can you hear me
device.
now?
Yes, perfect. Loud
Perfect.
and clear.
Loud and
Loud
clear.
and
Yeah.
clear.
Yeah. So
Yeah, you just went off again. You just went off again now. I think you touched something. Please don't touch that thing again.
how about now?
Yes, that is it. Just leave it there. Leave it where it
Yeah.
is.
So I need to do not disturb because I keep getting
Ah,
calls on my phone.
right,
Yeah.
right.
So yeah. Sorry about that. My connection here, I mean, as you are aware, is very complex. I'm still looking for somebody that can also help me the way we are helping with money. to come and help me fix the complex issue. You know, like we say,
Don't worry, I'll find
taxes
my
is
way.
not complicated, but
I'll
it's
find my way to the US so that I can sort out all these things. Don't worry, I'll figure it out.
so the same way I need someone that can please come and help me take care of the complexity so that I can be
Yes.
talking, people will be hearing me. Yeah, but that being said, I mean, I thank you for that introduction. And we need to start adding something to what we say, honestly. You know,
Yes,
we
sir.
always say this that FinServe Pro would help you not leave your money on the table. Now, I want to add something to that, which has to do with how honest I think we should be. We should
Mm-hmm.
also start sending out the message that we would also help you not take the money that belongs to somebody else. Yeah.
Hey,
We
clock
have
it,
many
clock it,
monies
clock
on the
it.
table. Yeah.
Don't take the
We
one that
have
is not
many
your
monies on
own
the table. Take your own. Take
and
your
leave the
own.
rest.
We would help you take your own and leave the others' money. So let's be adding that, right? FinServe Pro will
Yes.
help you, you know, not leave your
Not leave
money on the
money on the
table
table
and also
and
help you
also
not take
not take
somebody else's
other.
money so they don't so that they don't start coming to look for you. Thank you and happy Friday. Yeah, so let's do it. We have 1 hour.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for finding the time. I know this is a busy period for you. Of course, in Nigeria, we are on holidays. I don't know if you are on holidays over there in the US or you people are still working, right? But whichever one, thank you so much for finding the time to join us on Morning Moves this beautiful, beautiful Friday. And to everyone who has taken the time out to join us, thank you so much. I know I see a few people on Instagram and also YouTube. I can see Florence eBay. I think Florence eBay 25341. I also see Izunwa. Is it Izunwa? I think is Izunwa. I see you. Thank you so much. I see Doris as well. Doris something. Okay, well, thank you so much for finding the time. Please do us the honors. Share the link with someone or tell someone within your network to join in, okay? Because there might just be something that would change the trajectory of your life from being on this session and just learning. You also don't want your friends to not have this knowledge. So just take a minute, tell someone, or just put it on your status. I mean, you don't need to do too much. It's not like we are sending you on an errand, but you're just helping our ministry and, of course, supporting what we do over here. I would greatly, greatly appreciate that you help us do that. And thank you so much for joining us and finding the time. So we are hoping that you also stay until the end. Don't just come and make us feel good. And when we begin, you now run away and say, okay, you're leaving us. Don't leave us. Don't leave us. Don't leave us. Well, thank you so much. Let us just jump right into our conversation for today. And for me, I think that this is something that I feel for me, it is a new side, it's a new insight, and I'm seriously looking forward to getting insight from, Mr. Ayomide at this point, right? And it says quarterly taxes explained in language. So I promise you today, we are going to be speaking very plain English, plain language. We are not, no complexity. So every big words in our dictionaries, we will take it off, right? We want it to be as easy can be, right? In plain English, what does it actually mean to pay taxes quarterly, right? This is important because I realize that sometimes we'll say these things, but some people don't understand what this means. So let us break it down to the layman, and is it only for rich business owners or do regular side hustlers need to do it too? Because I mean, for me, I have some side hustles that come to me. Do I need to, file my tax quarterly? What does this mean really? How do we explain it in very plain terms, right, for people to understand? And the second part of the question is it only rich business owners that should do this, or regular side hustlers need to do it too? Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So quarterly taxes is you, you know, not filing taxes, right? But you calculating an estimate quarterly so you can send some money in advance to the IRS, right? You
Right.
calculate estimate based on your income. Now, why should you do that in the first place? Why should you calculate an estimate? We need to lay that context. In the United States, you can be engaged to work to make money two major ways. One, as a 9 to 5, you report to a company 9 and then you leave by 5.
5.
Right? That is what we call full-time job in
Yes.
Nigeria. Where we come
Nigeria,
from.
yeah.
Go to job, you wake up in the morning, you hit traffic, you go to the office, you work 8 to 4. Here is 9 to 5.
To 5.
Right? So when you hear someone say, I am a 9 to 5, meaning that person is a full-time employee. Now, when you get a full-time job, they will do what we call onboarding, meaning they will bring you in, walk you through what they do in that company, that organization. And one of the things you'll be doing through your onboarding process is filling a form instructing your employer that this is how I want you to tax me. Because we know that in America, you must pay taxes on that income you are earning. Now, they will not give you a form. Tell us, your employer, how you want us to take out your taxes and send to the IRS. And we have 3 ways that I can, break down into.
Yes.
One is to my taxes now. I don't want to pay at the end of the year. The other one is pay what you should take and give me what I should have, so that at the end of the year, I don't owe you, you don't owe me. Right? First one, take taxes as much as you can. Right? At the end of the year, whatever I overpay, give me my balance back. Which is why we say tax refund is not a free money. It is your money that you are getting back from somebody that you overpaid. That's why they call it refund. Refund. I don't know when that thing will hit our head. Tax refund. Refund. It's not tax rebate. It's not tax gift. It is tax refund. Right? Thanks so much. If I overpay, pay me back. Just yesterday, a young lady came into my office, right? And then she was going to get $4,000 from federal. She was going to get $9,000 back from state. And then she was going to pay back $7,000 to another state. That one is not for this event. That one is another topic for another day. Why would somebody pay one state and get refund from another state?
Get refund from another.
Right? So, but that's not topic for the day. Now, I now told the lady that you are going to get $4,000 from federal, you will get $9,000 from Maryland, but you have to go and pay DC $7,000. And she was like, wow, how did that happen? I make money. I said, calm down. You didn't make money. What happened was when they gave you that form, you told them to take so much taxes so that you can get money back. So that is one. The other one is you tell your employer, take what I should pay the government on this income. That is the only thing you should give them. So that at the end of the year, I don't pay them, they don't pay me. Everybody go their separate ways because I've paid what I should pay during the year. Now, the other one is give me all my money. Whatever I will owe the government, I will pay the government back at the end of the year. So in that case, you have exempted yourself from paying taxes between January and December of that year. So government will now say, okay, when you submit your tax return at the end of the year, whatever we calculate, you will now pay us back that money. Now, the third one I just mentioned now is now very similar to why we are here today. Because the reason why we are here today is not because of people that have 9 to 5, that have the opportunity for government to take out their taxes. The reason why we are here today is because we have people who do not do 9 to 5. They are what we call independent contractor. You contract them to work for you. They are not your employees.
Yes.
So the arrangement you have with someone that is not working for you full time is, if they do work for you and then the job is $1,000, give them that $1,000. It's their own responsibility to go and now pay taxes to the government when they want.
Right.
If somebody work for you and then they charge you $10,000 per month, give them their $10,000 per that month. You, as the person that contracted them to work for you, you don't have a right over how much taxes they pay, because you don't know what they have put into coming to work for you. Right? If somebody comes to FinServ Pro now and say, we want to come and help us do our bookkeeping, right? We are not your employees. We are not your employee, right? And you don't. And so the first thing you are going to do is, for you to come and do this job for us, how much are you going to charge? I can now say I'll charge you $2,000. Right? Now, if I say I'll charge you $2,000, you don't know what expenses I have incurred or I will be incurring to do. So because you are not aware of my expenses, you have no right to take anything from my pay to go and pay government. Right? It is me who calculated the cost of what I want to do to you. You don't know if I've already factored in my taxes. Give FinServ Pro our money. At the end of the year, we'll go and disclose whatever you give to us to taxes. So you see it now, W2, 9 to 5, your employee can take out taxes and pay to the government. If you engage someone as a 1099 independent contractor, you cannot do that. Give them their money. They will now go and file taxes and pay taxes. Now, for your own sake, now, if you are listening, for your sake, if you are now an independent contractor, if somebody pays you $10,000 monthly, and then you have earned $120,000 by earlier, that money is, the whole money is not for you, to the government in form of taxes. So what you now do, in order not to make whatever you are going to pay at the end of the year a big burden on you, I'll use another example. And this lady, I told her I'm going to use her as an example on this call. She made over $260,000 last year on 1099. She did not send any money to the IRS quarterly. Now, after we deducted all expenses, she's owing $12,000 and some change, like 12,700 and something. Now, she's now like, how do I pay this money? And I said, I don't know how you want to pay it, but you have to pay it. Right? You have to pay this money, because after we deduct your expenses, you have what you call your profit or your income, which you call your taxable income. You now have to pay, because for 1099, you get your own money, which is your income. You minus your deduction, whatever is left is your taxable income. You have to pay. So when she now asks, how can I avoid having this large bill at the end of the year? That was what gave rise to we having this topic this week.
Sir.
Because she is not the only person. So in that case, what you do is, when you get $10,000 from January to March, quickly do some estimates of your income and your deduction for that 3 months. Whatever is left, calculate the tax that you should pay to the government, go and get money order and send it to the IRS. Get money order, go and open an IRS account and send an estimate to the IRS. So let's take, for example, if this lady got $10,000 per month, and then after a month that she has got $1,000, she has signed, let's say, 32 taxes, right? She would have paid it as IRS January, February, March. If she had done the whole quarter, she would have paid $12,000. So now we now say you owe $12,000. All we need to now do taxes is say, yes, $12,000, but she paid $10,000 in March, in June, in September, and then December, and then our tax bill is now zero. So in plain language is that explanation, right? Filing quarterly taxes is not you filing your tax return. It is you calculating estimate of what you owe based on what you've received so far as an independent contractor. Pay something to go and be waiting for you, so that by the time you now file your taxes at the end of the year, they will just marry each other, and then is either you even get refund, meaning if you paid more than what you should pay, you get refund. If you pay exactly what you should pay, no refund. If you pay less than what you should pay, you will now balance government what they should get, right? And now to your next question, this is not only for rich people, it is for everybody that have earned income on 1099. If you are an independent contractor and somebody pays you your full fee for what you charge, you have to do estimated taxes every quarter and send some small money from that money that you have gotten to the IRS for the 4 quarters that we have, so that they will go and sit down there waiting for you when you eventually file your tax return at the end of the year, and then you have a tax bill. Thank you.
Ooh, thank you so much, sir. As always, you have cooked and it has been served. And I am sure that everyone that is listening has already finished their food. And it is inside of everyone now with this knowledge. I mean, I think that we should start a master class, right? We should start a master class on these things, because you have so much that people need to learn.
And the good news is the master class is going to be free, because the government will be paying for the people.
Oh shit! Shit! That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Government will pay FinServ Pro so that they can come and attend.
So that they can come and attend. So that it's easy for them to pay their taxes well.
Thank you. Because what we are telling the government is pay this small money so that we can tell the people how to pay their taxes.
Pay more. That's it.
Not pay more. Not pay more. Because a lot of people are not paying their fair share, to be honest, because they don't know. They don't even know how to, So all we are saying is, government, involve us to educate the people on how to file taxes right.
Yeah.
Because this is what we are seeing within the community, to be honest, right? We are seeing some people paying more than they should pay, paying less that they should pay. Both of them need education.
I agree. Absolutely. I agree. Absolutely. In fact, I asked one question and you used that one question to answer 2 questions. You are a man of timber and caliber. When I say these things, you just laugh. I know what I'm saying. Thank you so much. And to everyone that is watching, thank you. I see Loviani or Lovie_Annie, I think. Good evening to you too, and we see you. Thank you so much. Right? You agree that the masterclass is needed, Abi. Thank you so much. Olori, thank you for joining us. I am just Ruth. We see you. Thank you. And of course, Wealth Blueprint Seminar, your fans, we also see you. Don't worry, your time is coming. There's a whole lot that FinServe Pro is doing to help the community. So Wealth Blueprint is also Wealth Blueprint webinars and seminars. Look out for that, right? There's a whole lot that we have in stock for you. Thank you so much, Olubeng. Is it Olubeng Go Abi? Olubeng something. Lagunda. The name is quite long. Say God bless you, sir.
Olagundoye.
Olagundoye. There's another name after that too. But he said, God bless you, sir. Thank you for educating us. Thank you too for saying that. We truly, truly appreciate you. Thank you for sticking with us and, of course, for doing this. Thank you so much, sir, for that one. Okay. Now, to my next question, how do we, calculate estimated payments? I think this one is very important because, like you mentioned now, right, a lot of people don't even know how to go about these things, right? How to do the calculation, how to run all these processes and all that. How do we go about even calculating? How do you do it? How do I know exactly how much to send each quarter without overpaying or underpaying?
Yeah, so it's very easy. When you work, with someone who contracted you and then they pay you, that is your income. You have to determine the expenses. What expenses did you incur to provide that service, right? You minus that from what you earned, and then you have your profit right there. So, as an independent contractor, you want to have what we call your profit and loss, right? Your profit and loss statement. How do you get that? You charge someone $10,000, that is your income. You now have expenses like mileage, like the courses. Probably maybe you needed to take courses to be able to provide service. Telephone, you look at every cost that is associated with providing that service. Put an amount to that, that transaction, right? That you have to incur. And then at the end of the day, you minus the total expenses from the income that you get, and then you get a profit and loss. Now, I want to say this, right?
Yeah.
If you have a business like FinServe Pro, you have a business and you are using that business to get contract, right? At the end of the year, you are going to get a 1099 from whoever contracted you to do a job. Now, I want to appeal for things to be easy for you at the end of the year when you want to file your taxes. Get a bookkeeping system. We call it an accounting system. Get a system that can help you simplify this stuff, right? How do you do that? Open a bank account for that business, right? When money is coming in, have an accounting system that will help you pull that amount that is coming in. And then all you need to do is to go into that system and go to categorize. You categorize your income, you categorize your expenses, so that at the end of the year, you can easily pull what we call your profit and loss. Now, by the time you calculate your income minus your expenses, and then you get your profit, on that profit, just do times 30% of that profit and go and pay it to the IRS.
And go and pay.
That's the simplest way to do it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. I think I will specifically be coming even for this one that you just said now, because I think I need it, right? As we are learning, we need to be applying.
Yeah. And the good thing is we are in Nigeria now. So if you need help in Nigeria, give us a call.
Please give us a call. Very, very, very important. Thank you so much. Please, if you have any questions, right, as we are talking, you can leave the questions. I would do well to answer those questions. If you have any questions, please leave them. I can see that Lovey Annie says, as a teacher working, okay, she has, I think these are all questions. Maybe we should read them, but let me be sure. But first of all, she says, I'm glad to be here. I want to learn more on tax return and calculations. We are happy that this is making sense to you. Thank you so much. As a school teacher working in a private secondary school in Nigeria, you earn 70K monthly and you're prepared to reduce, right? Prepared to deduct 3% of your salary every month. Is it ideal? Is it too much? Is it not too much? My boss deducts 3% from our salary monthly. She claims government taxes them much. Is it ideal or is it too much? All
Yeah,
right,
so
this is
someone
a
making,
specific question, right? That I think she's currently experiencing. So if would help her to that, then please, sir. Thank you so much for
yeah,
sending
so
that question in.
so the first thing I want to say to that person is if you calculate 70,000 times 12, that is 840,000 naira in a year. And going by the new tax code in Nigeria, charging you 3.3% is not right. However, in Nigeria now, the tax code says your first $800,000 is not taxable. Your first
Eight hundred
eight,
thousand naira, sir.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What did I say?
When you say dollars, you are making us feel
Ah,
like
okay.
big people when we are
Yeah,
not there
yeah.
yet.
The government says your first 800,000 naira is not taxable. So if the system is sincere, whatever you now pay on the 40,000 naira, right, would definitely be lower than what your employer have deducted from January to December. So you should get a tax refund. But tax refund in Nigeria right now, I cannot even speak to it because
It's
I mean,
non-existent.
I don't even know. I can't vouch for tax refund in Nigeria as of today. No,
So
I
you
mean,
just
look at what is happening.
pay and go and sit down and
Yeah,
forget
you
about it.
understand. So, I believe your employer needs a tax consultant to sit down with them and tell them that look, you are overcharging these people to tax in tax wise, and this is the consequences, right? So they should only charge you based on the 40,000 naira on that 840,000 naira. But like I said,
Mm.
everything in that country is just not working. And I'm talking based on my experience here, right, where the system works.
Mm.
Yeah, but that
Mm.
person can actually give us a call on 240-714-8958, and we can attend to your issue.
Yes, please do so. If you didn't catch that number, you can send a DM, and of course, one of our consultants will reach out to you to see how we can help you sort that out. Okay. Now, my next question is, what's the simplest method? I'm hoping that we can go on a short break, but if not, we will just continue. Okay, after this timeout or after this particular question, what's the simplest method to calculate quarterly payments for someone with irregular income, like an influencer or a rideshare driver, for instance? The income is irregular, right? What's the simplest way, really, to calculate
Very, very simple.
that?
No one expects for a gig worker's income to be regular. Your income is only regular if you are working 9 to 5. Even at that, what if you get promotion, you get bonus, right? But as a gig worker, your income would not be the same throughout the year because, as you would know, most of what we do are also seasonal. Even as a driver, there are days when you drive
Mm,
more than each other day, right? Every day is
mm,
not the same. Meaning what you earn today might be bigger than what you earn tomorrow, and vice versa, right? But
Yeah.
what you want to
Yeah.
do as a gig worker is from January to March, take your books. How much did I make January to March? How
Mm.
much expenses did I incur January to March?
So much. I think your audio went off. Your presently. I can't hear you anymore. That's if you're. It's still not on. All right, people, while we wait for Mr. Ayomide to reconnect, like I said, I'm hoping that
Yeah,
what's your
I'm
name
back
now?
now, right?
Loviani. Yes, you are back. You
Yeah,
are back. Loviani, I hope
yeah.
we were
Sorry
able
about that.
to answer. No problem, sir. We were able to answer your question, or Mr. Ayomide was able to clear that. But like we said, please do well to send in a DM, or you can as well just, go to send us an email info@finserve.pro. But if you have any questions, any other questions, please send them in as we continue to have the conversation. So, Mr. Ayomide, please, I think you were speaking before that happened now.
Yeah, so what you do is January or whatever quarter you want to do, just calculate your total income for that quarter, calculate all of the expenses that you incurred for that quarter, take them out, whatever balance you have, multiply by 30% and remit that to the government.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. So even if you don't have the what's it called now? I mean, taking from your question, even if you don't have the attitude or behavior to keep every expenses that you make, or the income that comes into your system or into your account, you can as well just find maybe one day in a month, do all your calculations, or maybe after 3 months. But of course, you have to do the work. Definitely you have to do some level of work for that
Mhm.
to go well. Thank you so much. Thank you,
So
thank you,
so
thank
so
you.
the thing I say is as a
Hmm.
1099, independent, so look at the word independent contractor. You are
Yes.
independent, and independence comes with
Abilities.
responsibilities. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
independence comes with responsibility. You are saying, I want to be independent of a system that
Hmm.
boxed me into 9 to 5, right?
Hmm.
For example, if I have to work 9 to 5, and really, I actually have a 9 to 5, honestly,
Yes. Yes.
but my 9 to 5, I work from home. I've been working from home since 2021, my 9 to 5. But let's assume that that is not possible, that I am still, you know, working 9 to 5 like I started. I've been working since 1996. My
Right.
first job was 1996, and I've never ever been laid off. I've never ever been out of job. The only time I don't go to work between 1996
6.
and 2021 is maybe I'm on leave or on vacation,
Right.
right? I've never,
Hmm.
or maybe when I was in Nigeria and then we used to go on strike. Yeah, those 3 days. But let's assume
Hmm.
that I am still a 9 to 5. How can I be here speaking to the many beautiful and good people that we are talking to today? So it
Hmm.
means that when you ask to be independent of a system so you can be you, it has responsibilities. And part of that responsibility is you being able to track your income and expenses so that you can be fair to yourself and be fair to the government in
Fair to
what
the
you pay
government.
in taxes.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm, mm.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I have a question. I believe it is a question. Faseo Ade Nekan. He says the 30%, he or she says the 30% is for federal. What about the state and county? I believe that
Thank
you
you very
understand that
thank
question.
that person have, in fact, multiple brain. Yeah, the smartest in the room. Mr. Fasil, thank you very much. Yeah, so it's very right, right? When you pay 30%, we've been talking about 30%, 30%. That is just to the
Mm,
federal. We
to the
now have your
federal.
state, we now have your county. The best way I can answer your question is what tax rate is your state and your county charges? State tax is not the same from Maryland to New York, for example. So part of the responsibility is for you to now know how much is my state charging. And then for some of us that have to now pay county, how much do I have to pay to county? Note that in the United States, we have some states that are, if you live in New York, for example, you don't pay state tax. If you live in Florida, you don't pay state tax. So all of these things you must know that, okay, I've paid 30% to federal. How much do I owe state?
Mm,
Knowing how much you owe state is first state require. We don't have federal status.
mm,
We have many counties that are not taking county taxes more than those that are taking taxes.
mm, mm.
Right? For example, I live in Prince George's County now. Prince George's don't charge you county taxes, right? Because they go to the federal government to go and take. So in Maryland, for example, what happened is Prince George's, some county like Montgomery do charge, right? But what Prince George's does is we go to the government at the end of the year and say, how many people that submitted taxes to you put county address from PG County? They tell them this is how many of them. Oh yeah, share the taxes you have collected from them that they pay to the state. Share our own. Share it to Prince George's County.
Mm.
So not all counties charges. And then as an independent contractor, you want to know, do I owe my federal? That one is yes. Do I owe my state? The question to that is my state even charging taxes? If yes,
What's
what
the
is the
tax
tax
rate?
rate? Use that tax rate. Am I charging county? Am I paying county? Is my county expecting me to pay? If yes, look for the rate and read. Now, all of this being said, if you now are not sure, just look for a professional
Mm.
that will know charging and who
I
is
know
not
it
charging.
is not
We have all
charging.
the rates. We have systems that have told us all as we are calculating, it will break. The system is already there
Mm,
that has been programmed. And the system is programmed every
mm.
year. For example, we have new beautiful, we don't have new big beautiful bill
Bill
in 2024.
6.
We have it in 2025. A lot of the system that we use, they are factored in all of this, tax code. So when we help you calculate your estimated taxes, we are giving you the accurate thing if you give us your proper income and your proper expenses. So the major thing you want to focus on first is those two: income, expenses, and then tax rate for federal, for state, for county if you have to pay.
Mm. Fantastic. Thank you so much for that. I'm sure that Mr. Fasil has that figured out. We are going to go on a very brief break because we are at the last lap. This is 10 minutes before. And when we return, we'll be talking on, within this couple of seconds that we have left to be talking, or minutes that we have left to be touching on penalties for not paying. So stick around, don't go anywhere. Let us just jump into this break, and I will see you right shortly. Okay? Thank you
Hello.
so much. Let's do this.
Hello everyone, my name is Odwanyo. I'll be talking to you today about why messy books cost you money. Messy books aren't just annoying, they're expensive. Now, when your records are all over the place, you miss deductions, track expenses wrong, and increase your
Can you hear me?
chances of filing errors, which can mean paying more
King.
taxes. Who wants that? Now, for business owners, mixing personal and business expenses can raise your tax bill and even trigger reviews. We're trying to avoid that, right? Now, plus, messy books make you rush decisions, and rush decisions usually cost you money. If your numbers aren't clear, tax season gets stressful really fast. Now let FinServ Pro get you organized. Visit www.finserv.pro or email info@finserv.pro. We'll get you organized, started, and ready to go this tax season. Thank you.
FinServ Pro, your gateway to financial success. Tell me if this sounds familiar. You finish your main job, you finally get home, but you don't relax. You fire up the laptop, or you grab your tools, or you start creating. You're working that side hustle in the US. It feels amazing until this time of the year. Suddenly, all that hard-earned hustle money starts feeling like a question mark. Wait, did I track this? Can I deduct that? Taxes go from a back burner thought to a major stress. I know that stress. And here's the thing, if you're a US resident or an expert, Uncle Sam definitely wants to know about that hustle. It doesn't matter if it's from a side share or a graphic design gig or selling your craft. If you ignore it, that stress just grows. But what if it didn't have to be like this? What if you had an expert like your own financial co-pilot? That's where FinServ Pro comes in. They are your professional partners. At FinServ Pro, we can help with your taxes, loan, insurance, and accounting. You don't need to go through the stress when you have a partner like FinServ Pro. Reach out to us today, click the link in our bio, or visit www.finserv.pro.
All right. Okay. Welcome back. All right. For a moment there, I was just enjoying myself watching all the videos that were being played. I mean, there's just a lot that we have to offer. If you're just seeing this video for the first time, this is Money Moves Tax Edition, and of course, hosted by FinServ Pro, your gateway to financial success. My name is King Iyapemike, and of course, I've been having a very insightful and educating, conversation with my boss, Mr. Ayomide Ibrahim, the CEO of FinServ Pro, and we have literally been discussing quarterly taxes explained in plain English. But of course, we have to end. We have about 5 minutes to conclude this session. And the question I want to ask is, what are the penalties for not paying? Because whether we like it or not, some people will have coconut head and they will not want to do the needful. And of course, if it is a situation where nothing is done, no one comes to you, no one harasses you, a lot of people would jump right into that, because one of the things that you have also mentioned is some people want to take someone else's money, because we say, there's money on the table. Instead of taking just your own, you want to
Grab
take other
everything.
people's money. So when you are taking other people's money, in this case, the government, what will happen to you?
In
Right? If
fact,
you skip quarterly payments and all that, what will happen?
in fact, to add another one to that one. Eh? We help you not leave your money on the table, right? We help you not to take your other people's money. We are now going to assist you to give the people the money that their money that they are holding. That you are holding. Because when you don't file your taxes, right? Especially as a gig worker, you know, you are holding on to taxes that you should pay. Because don't forget, right? Now, what the government does is to estimate. Government will do an estimate, and this is the estimate. What is the income that we expect the people that are working? What is the income that we project that they are going to make in a year? Right? That is one. Government will now say, how much taxes have we collected between January and December? We will now have that one too. That is how government is now able to say, this is the projected refund that we are going to be paying. Because they have looked at how much income people have made, how much taxes have people paid. That way, they are now able to calculate the projected refund. Now, that projected refund that they want to make is not that government have that money, the entire thing. No. The projected refund that government wants to pay is based on the one that they have cash first, plus the one that they are now expecting from people that have not sent their own. You see my point?
Yes.
That is the projected tax. Now, if you now don't pay your own tax, how are they now going to be able to add the one that you are supposed to send into the one that they have already collected to pay everybody that they are owing? You see that way. So when you don't pay your taxes, right, what you are doing is you are not giving government the avenue. You are not helping the government to fund the refund that they should pay to those people that deserve refund. Because in your own case, you don't deserve a refund because you did not even pay taxes. So what are you getting a refund from? So pay your own so we can pay the people that should get a refund. Now, if you now hold on to what you should pay, government will now do two things. First, they will be putting interest on that money you hold on to and you don't want to pay. They will put interest. They will now later also charge you penalty for even holding it for too long. So interest is different from penalty. One is we are charging you for not even sending it when you should send it. The other one is for you now holding on to it and not sending it, will not be putting interest on top of it. And that's why you see somebody that was owing $5,000, they will give that person penalty of filing. They will charge you that penalty. That one sometimes can be flat, $500, $1,000, depending, right? But interest is not the same. They will now start charging you interest, and then before you know it, that $5,000 can become, like 50,000. I will use myself as an example, right? And I'm putting myself out there now. This is real life scenario. It has nothing to do with taxes. It has something to do with, a facility that we took from the government about 4 years ago, right? To start the business and to do some other things with it. This is real life now. What we took from the government is $30-something thousand. Now, they told us when to start paying that money. We did not pay because we were like the conditions that we gave, that we both agreed to for us to start paying. It has not materialized. The business is yet to start making profit. At the end of the day, when we had another government, said, you know what, whether condition or no condition, you took this money from the government, you have to pay the money back. Guess how much we had? Yeah, we took $38,000. Now we have no choice than to pay $76,000 How much is that,
Wow.
sir? Times 2.
Wow.
So I have a $76,000 bill that I am now forced to now be
Pay.
paying. You know, just yesterday I had to pay $4,000 from that 76,000. So the money is going down. So what am I saying is, this is government that you are playing with. If you hold the government will use everything they have to take that money from you. You cannot run.
And you can't fight the government. You can't win.
You can't fight government. You can't fight government and win.
Simple.
I'm now just praying that people will now have another government that will now listen to us and take us back to the first condition. But right now, so we don't have keeping interest, right? I'm like, you know what? Let me just pay. Let me just pay them their money. If we now have another government that will probably listen, maybe we can even get the money back.
Get it back.
But for now, let me just start
you
paying
need
them.
to do what you
That
need
is
to do.
somebody working at FinServ Pro. I work at FinServ Pro. I understand it that you cannot win the government. If you are doing big job, please calculate estimated taxes at the end of the year. You and give them their money, right? And you also must understand what we call allowed and disallowed deduction, so that you do the calculation right. Because if you don't do the calculation right, if one day they come for you, you cannot win the case. So I'm going to rest my case.
You cannot win the case. Please, please, you can't win the case. At this point, we rest our case.
I rest my case.
Thank you so much, sir, for your time. This has been quite insightful. Thank you for taking our time to break down some of these things. I am sure that a lot of us who watched, we have a clearer understanding. If you still have any questions, if you have concerns, please reach out to FinServ Pro, and the number is 240-714-8958. 240-714-8958, or send an email to info@finserv.pro. Info@finserv.pro, or just follow us online, send in a DM. Someone will definitely get across to you and help you through any difficult process. It has been great. I would have said final words from Mr. Ayomide Ibrahim, but I'm looking at our time, and maybe just 2 seconds, if at all, if you have anything. But I think you literally said so much, right? We'll just keep it for next week. Next week we'll probably start with, what do you have to say to these people for your final words before we start? So we start from
I know. I mean, my final word is just, I've already said my final word. That's why I said I rest my case. You cannot win the government, right? And please, right? This is just it. And in fact, I'm going to give a shout out to someone. Let me give that shout out here.
Mr. Amide, you have 20 seconds. So the shout out and your final words.
Oh yeah, I'll do it. I have to do this. Yeah. So I'm giving this shout out, right, to a lady that I think we all can learn from. Her name is Carmen. I was reviewing her books yesterday, and you know what she does? She has 3 accounts for her business. She has the checking, she has the saving, and then she has the one for tax. Meaning, she needs money from the bit of the opened bank account mainly for tax estimate. And I want to say, Carmen, that is a very good practice. And I hope everyone here can take a cue, right? When you make that income, please make room for taxes. Only 2 things you cannot run away from in life: debt and taxes. Pay government their taxes, because again, when they come for you, you cannot win. Ariel.
Thank you so much, sir, and thank you everyone for joining us. This is FinServ Pro, your gateway to financial success. It has been a delight doing this today. Join us next week, Friday, same time, same station. My name is King Iyafemi here, and of course, I've had a wonderful time speaking with Mr. Ayomide Ibrahim, the CEO of FinServ Pro. keep doing good, keep being honest, keep filing your taxes right, and keep building generational wealth, because this is FinServ Pro, your gateway to financial success. Take care of
Thank you.
yourselves and keep winning. Bye-bye.
Bye.
God bless you.
Hey FinServ Pro community, as we all know, tax season is here, and yes, you can file on your own, but should you? Filing solo might save a few bucks today, but it can cost you a lot tomorrow. Here's the deal. When you file with a tax consultant, you're not just filling forms. You're finding deductions and credits you didn't know existed. You're avoiding errors that could trigger IRS headaches. You're getting guidance if you have side hustles, scholarships, or multiple jobs. And you can have peace of mind knowing someone's got your back. Think of it this way, a tax consultant is not just filing your taxes, they are saving you money, time, and stress. Ready to work with a tax consultant? FinServ Pro is your go-to team for taxes and payroll guidance.